see you Monday for another Live Uncut. Enjoy yourself.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jen Frederick. It's the Friday edition of Philadelphia Live. And as you can see, it is a very active day in Washington and beyond. Jeanine Pirro is talking a little bit about the fact that she wants the cities of America to be safer for the children. They're talking about curfews, so we're going to listen in there.
The federal government implement its own similar curfew zones for groups of youths that has been used. Two, will we actually see an increase in troops or manpower on the streets? And then three, I'm wondering why MPD and the mayor's office wasn't consulted about this beforehand, why they're not here, why there was no coordination locally. Thank you.
Sure. You want to answer?
Well,
I'll answer two and three.
as it relates to the curfew, right now, as I indicated, the mayor has been very forceful in trying to get the DC Council to give her the ability to do more than just an emergency curfew. She is looking to be able to create curfews in addition to 12 or midnight or 11 o'clock at night, so that we can focus on these teen takeovers, especially the ones that are created as a result of or publicized as a result of social media. But the DC Council is not only punting, they're just refusing to deal with it. And that's a real problem. Can Congress do more? Congress can always do more.
Well, so will you seek to have your own federal curfew?
Yeah, no, I understand. Let me answer questions 2 and 3, and then we're probably going to call it. The National Guards, okay, were asked. I sent a request for an additional 1,500 National Guardsmen. It'll bring the total of 5,000. I don't recall now your third question.
I'm just wondering why DC wasn't consulted on this in advance of this announcement.
Well, this is the President's task force. Let me be clear. This is the President's task force, okay? And we're here to stamp out crime. They were invited, and to be quite frank with you, there's a lot of folks that are not behind us that are in this task force, and they're members of this task force, strong members of this task force. The Memphis Police Department, with many of our other partners, are sitting at the Capitol Peacemakers Memorial. So it's a 6-hour memorial. You can't leave in the middle of it. So I can tell you this because I know I was supposed to be there, but I took this press conference instead. Ma'am, I know you were waiting, so I'm going to take your question as the last question.
Two quick questions. One is, a lot of these teens live in Maryland. Do you feel you have jurisdiction to charge Maryland parents? How would that work?
I'm only able to charge parents if they commit a crime in my jurisdiction.
Okay, so it's okay if they. And second, you've talked publicly, U.S. Attorney, about your staffing levels and how you've lost a lot of staffing.
All right. I'm trying not to take this over in terms of the teen thing.
Do you feel you have the staffing to handle an increase of what could be an increase?
Am I down in staff? Absolutely, and everybody here knows it. Okay, but are we willing to take charge and do what we have to and work day and night and work weekends? We do that.
Yeah, and I'm just going to add to that. This administration has been very supportive of all law enforcement components, and there's going to be more hiring. Hannah, you're going to be the last one because I just saw you.
Thank you. This is a question for.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. If it's Virginia Pure, I'm turning this off right now.
It's for both of you. It's for both of you. You mentioned that you've had trouble working with the DC Council to implement some of your priorities. What steps are you taking now to work with them or to influence policy that might help with the crime problem in DC?
Okay, so from a law enforcement standpoint, we're trying to review or get the authorities to review some of their policies. But that is a long process. That is something that a chief needs to be in place for. There's got to be a number of policy meetings just to strengthen the the police department to be able to be police officers. They're not at that point yet. I mean, it's gotten better, but there's a lot more work to do to take the handcuffs completely off the Metropolitan Police Department officers. Okay, thank you very much.
So there you see it. It's the U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, along with a group talking about America 250 security. They have a task force, and as you kind of were able to hear a little bit, they're talking about a curfew. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Bless you. The other thing that we're talking about is the weather. So this weekend, it is supposed to be gorgeous. This is the city of Philadelphia. There's tons of things happening here, including the Italian Market Fest. Also in Wildwood. Oh, wait, you know what? Drew's there. That's Wildwood. That's not Wildwood. You know what's funny? I'm watching things happen before they appear on television. This is Wildwood, New Jersey, and they're setting up for a rodeo. So we're going to be checking in there as well. But like I said, you heard the magic word. Drew. There he is. There he is. Hey, Drew.
See, Jen, I thought the magic word is weather. You say weather, I appear just like that.
Fair. Weather.
I do love that you can see the future. And the Shore, by the way, is the place you want to be this weekend. But first, let's get you started. I am live right here in South Philly. We're on South 9th Street. This is where the Italian market comes alive this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. They got the festival. I got the deets right over my shoulder. Let's check it out, and I'll give you the play-by-play. So here's what's cool. It's 10 to 5, both Saturday and Sunday, and this whole entire street, South 9th Street, gets closed. They're getting ready right there. Yeah, they're cleaning things out. They're getting some deliveries, as you can see. Folks will be cooking, all that good stuff. But you know what the big story is? Every year we talk all about it here in the Italian market. It would be this 30-foot pole that is ready to get all greased up. This right here tomorrow morning will get greased up with lard, and folks are going to try to climb this 30-foot pole slathered in real deal lard to get to the top for some bragging rights. Hey, what's going on? We're live on Fox 39. Tell me, what do you think about the weather today?
I love it.
It's not too
warmed
cold
up.
for you?
It's not. It's so nice.
It feels good in that sun right
It
there, but I was a little
does.
chilly this morning with the
This
wind.
morning it was chilly, but it feels good now.
You coming down this weekend?
I will be here.
What's your favorite part? I was just telling everyone about the big grease pole climb.
Yeah. I want some food.
What kind of food you looking forward to?
I don't know.
Cannoli? What are we
Maybe
thinking?
Maybe a roast beef sandwich. I don't know.
Well, you got me sold on that.
Cannoli.
Cannoli's a must.
Yes.
What's your
I'm
name, by the
gonna
way?
be on TV, Shelley's.
It's great having you on
I
TV, and thanks for saying hi and giving us some love.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the beautiful
Have a
day.
good day.
See ya. And that's how friendly folks are. Look at folks right here just having some lunch right now in the plaza. So the grease pole right behind me, that happens at 1 o'clock on Sunday, even though they're greasing it up tomorrow. And they're going to do that procession of saints where they take around some statues that have a little religious nature to them. And they do that parade at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I noticed here, they got a nice little bell. We've been seeing these bells around the Philadelphia area. I just saw one in Valley Forge last week, and it's commemorating 250 years. Let's take a look about the story of this bell right here. So this is just showing off the Italian market area here on South 9th Street in Philadelphia. So let's talk about the forecast for the weekend as these folks enjoy the warmer weather and an area without wind outside. See some people having a little pizza right there. When I was walking this morning, that wind was a little gusty, and it was making it feel chilly if you weren't in that direct sunlight. Temperatures right now in the 60s across the area, even across the Northeast, but we're going to do so much better this weekend. We're keeping these beautiful blue skies you see overhead, and we are bumping up that temperature. So, a little toasty down here on South 9th Street. Our temperatures go like this weekend. For your Saturday, we'll be in the low 80s, but there's no humidity. Now, Sunday, I want to say for the first time this year, we get humidity. Sunday afternoon, the humidity is back, and it's feeling like summer with that humidity. And oh yeah, the temperatures too. We are on our way to the upper 80s Sunday afternoon. And listen, we're not stopping there. 90s are on the way. The first heat wave of 2026 kicks off on Monday. So we're talking 90s and humidity for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A cold front stops by with storms Wednesday afternoon to get rid of all that hot weather and bring us a little back down to reality to the low 80s. For Thursday. So that's what's ahead in weather as the different preparations get underway to transform South 9th Street into the Italian Market Festival for both Saturday and Sunday. Can't wait to see this all greased up with some fresh lard and all the guys climbing up that Sunday at 1 o'clock right here in Philadelphia. So that's what's going on down here, Jen, happening right now this afternoon.
Drew.
Pretty good weather-wise.
Drew.
Yeah.
The pole thing is an event that was made for you. You know what they do? They take their shirts off, they climb on top of each other cheerleader style, and that's how they get all the way up there. You need to get a team, get it together. I think that would be good for Sunday television. Yes. You're strong.
Okay. Take it off my
willing.
shirt right now. Look at this.
There we go.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm getting ready.
Oh my God.
Getting that shirt off.
Okay, wait.
You better
keep
take it
your-
away before I get the undershirt
wait,
off
stop.
here.
Keep it on.
I'll
Keep
go
it
to-
on. It's a family show.
Okay,
I have
okay.
one other question.
You don't want me to show off? I can show off my nice chest
No,
and muscles.
I know. No, not yet. Leave it for the rest of the show.
Sunday.
Drew, no one cares about next Thursday.
Yeah.
No one cares about next Thursday.
Okay.
What about next weekend? Not this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. What do you got? Tell me it's hot. Tell me it's sunny.
Okay, so, well, it is Sunday. It is definitely sunny for Saturday and Sunday, but it does look rainy for Monday, Memorial Day. We do get a lot of rain on
Drew!
Memorial Days. I took a peek
Fix
ahead.
it!
Listen. It's the time of the. Listen, this weekend's perfect. Don't we give a mouse a cookie? You're asking for your glass of milk next weekend. Temperature-wise, it will not be as warm as this weekend, but at least for sunny Saturday and Sunday. Rainy Monday. Doesn't look like a washout Monday, but it'll be wet to at least start the day. So that's what's going on for Memorial Day weekend, which, can you believe, is already right around the corner?
I can't. But it gives you plenty of time to fix
Here
it.
we are.
Fix it. We'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, you mean put a little magic, a little weather magic? All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. That's what everyone wants. I'm trying to get it done. He did say that this weekend the weather is going to be gorgeous no matter where you are. If you are able to go to the shore, the weather already looks pretty fantastic. This is Atlantic City. If you are still working, that's cool. Keep your device on because we are working too. We're going to be here till 2 p.m. Quick 2-minute break and we're going to be right back. Welcome back in, everybody. I'm Jen Frederick. There's a lot happening at this hour. One of the things we are going to do is go to a press conference in Philadelphia in a minute or two. At the same time, the governor of Florida is speaking. You see him there, Ron DeSantis. We're going to listen in and hear what he has to say.
Rap sheets. And these are not people that you would want to be released back into our communities. And so it has no doubt made the state of Florida safer and has been a big help to be able to help with the Trump administration's one of their core missions that they were elected to do. Okay, thanks everybody. God bless.
Sometimes we have perfect timing. Other times, our timing is not so good. As you can see, he is leaving now. The other thing that we're doing, how about this for timing? Look at that. Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. We're going to listen in here.
Enforcement officers, it's at the very top of the list. So many of you said, thank you for coming here today. I want to thank you for having me here today. It is the greatest honor that I could possibly have as your vice president to come here and say to these beautiful families, thank you, and I'm sorry. And from the bottom of my heart, speaking for all the American people, Democrat, Republican, and Independent, we love you, we're grateful to you, and we're sorry that you've had to sacrifice so much, but we know that we're free and we're safe and we're peaceful because of what your families did. God bless you all, and thank you. Before I get into the meat of my remarks, I want to briefly express my gratitude to the men and women who've made this particular event possible. There are countless people who deserve shout-outs, and I'm sure I won't get to everybody, but I specifically want to thank, first of all, the Fraternal Order of Police President Patrick Yose, who does an amazing job, and its director, Jim Pasco, as well as the president of the National FOP Auxiliary Board, Glenda Lehman. Thank you to the three of you for having me, and thanks to the three of you for making this amazing day possible. And I told Patrick, I said to the...
Okay, we're going to continue to listen into Vice President Vance. At the same time, here in Philadelphia, a 25-year-old woman suffered a gunshot wound to her right knee. We're going to listen in as Jennifer Lee and a couple other reporters are interviewing a police officer about this.
Officer of the Shooting Investigations Group.
Could you run us through what you guys know so far about this shooting?
Yeah, the Shooting Investigations Group is investigating a shooting that happened last night at approximately 2:55 a.m. in the morning. 22nd District Police were called to the area 2200 North 8th Street, where they encountered a 26-year-old female who was shot one time in the leg. This female was inside her home, was getting ready to call it a night when a stray bullet or a bullet came through the wall and struck her in the leg. Police department, fire department, medics were also on scene, and they transported her to Temple University, where she is in stable condition.
So she's still in the hospital at this point?
We're checking. I'm not sure if she's released yet, but we're checking now to see if she's in or out. Her injuries, she was not critical, so at some point she will be released.
Do you know if at the time she was obviously awake, was she like walking around? Was she sitting on the couch?
Yeah, she was gathering herself to get ready for bed.
Does she live at that location?
She does.
Okay. Does she live alone, or do you know those details by chance?
I don't want to get into those type of details, but she was in there. We don't believe that she was a target of the shooting. We have received some information that there were several males on the corner of 8th and Susquehanna, two of whom had guns, one of whom may have shot. The evidence tells us that there were two guns that shot. We have different casings, numerous casings on that corner of 8th and Susquehanna, where different caliber casings were recovered. So we know there were two guns. We will have a lot of work to do. We are out there currently at this time. We are also asking for any help in that area. I know it was early in the morning, but we do believe that somebody may have seen something, heard something, maybe have it on their cameras, on their Ring cameras, on their home cameras. Whatever they can give us, we'll take. We'll take it anonymously. We'll take an interview. We'll take it however they can. But we know the neighborhood out there, and we want a little help to get these individuals who are out there indiscriminately at peers at this time, firing guns. But these bullets don't stop. They have consequences. They can't control where they go or how they go, and unfortunately, and it is very disturbing that you could be getting ready for bed and get struck by a bullet.
And this could have been so much worse, right? The fact that she's in stable condition now is actually such a blessing, really.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not a blessing to be shot. No. It's not a blessing to be inside your home and have a bullet come through the door unexpectedly and the wall or whatever and get shot. It's concerning for us. You know, as you know, the police department, we're doing many things to try to quell a lot of this gun violence. And these types of things are, it's disheartening, you know, you know, to think that you could just stand on the corner and start firing guns. You know, we want to make sure we get these people. We want to get, because shooting a gun on the corner, maybe they're shooting at somebody, maybe they don't. We don't know yet. But, you know, to do that, that's the type of person we want to get off the street.
Do you have any idea how old the kids were?
We don't. We know they were wearing all black. We know they were wearing all black. We know they had masks on. That's the information. Now, obviously, somebody might have more. We're hoping to get some better information, some more information. You know, any type of information, nickname, name, anybody can tell us who was out there would help us proceed and bring this investigation forward.
So do police at this point have surveillance video they have collected? Is that how you know the description?
This happened at 3 o'clock in the morning, so it always takes us a little bit of time to recover any type of video evidence that is out there. So we're in that process now. But this is the Shooting Investigations Group, and we've had a lot of success. Our numbers are very good. We've had a lot of success solving these types of crimes. But I'm telling you right now, we need a little help from that community. We need a little help from the people out there who want to say no to stop this and get these individuals off the street.
Do you have like the clearance numbers?
The what?
The clearance rate for the cases?
I
Do
actually
you
brought
have
it
all
for you.
those? Oh, you did? Okay. Do you want to just go over those real quick?
Listen, are we on now? Are we still streaming or no?
I think we are.
Oh, we are. Yeah, we have the numbers. We have the numbers. I will make sure you get them. I have them with me.
Sure.
I'll give them to you. I don't want to give them on camera, but our numbers for the Shooting Investigations Group are very good. I like to think that we have some of the best detectives in the country working that group, and the success that we've had is a small part, but a part in the violence and decrease in gun violence in this city.
Can I ask you one more time, because our microphone died, and I just want to make sure I talked about like the consequences. What would be your message to this group of individuals who's out there, like you said, shooting indiscriminately?
Well, my first message is, you know, change your lifestyle. You know, you're out on the corner at almost 3 o'clock in the morning, grouping out, masked on, all dressed in black, and around guns, because there was more than we saw. We know we're getting information of at least 2 guns. So some of them may not have a gun, but you're in that environment. My advice to them is to get out of that environment. If you are part of that environment, give us a call. Come talk to us. Let us know. You know, if you're a parent of some of them kids, or juveniles, or males, or whatever they are, age group, we're not quite sure yet. But if you're a parent, man, give us a call. We'd like to come out and talk to them. You know, listen, she's okay. She'll be okay. But it is still a violent crime to do that. And we want to make sure that we get these individuals on the right path rather than the path it seems like they're going down.
Can you say again? Don't stop. It goes up, comes down.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So again, they're looking for information on this woman that was shot. You heard him inside her home, 2200 block of North 8th Street. Jennifer Lee is on that story. We're going to hear from her in just a few minutes. In the meantime, J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, is also speaking. We're going to him live.
Met with a brutal ambush from this coward. Now, all 3 of these officers, Detective Baker, Detective Emmenizer, and Detective Sergeant Becker, gave their lives confronting evil without hesitation, placing themselves between danger and the people who depended on them most. These were talented and seasoned cops. Across the 3 of them, they represented nearly 60 years of experience within law enforcement, and each of them left behind grieving widows and beautiful children. Today, we pray for all 5 of these law enforcement officers and for the many others we honor this afternoon. Now, I know I don't have time here to go through every single law enforcement officer that we've lost in the past year. We cannot tell every single story of every single family and of every single instance of brave sacrifice. But when I look at these white chairs here in the front rows, what I see is dozens of stories, dozens of brave people, dozens of family members, dozens of husbands and fathers, of moms, of wives, of people who loved their families, but also loved the peace that exists in our community. And they loved it so much they were willing to lay down their life to protect it. So I want each of you to know, from the President, from the Vice President, from the entire administration, from a grateful nation, I see you. I recognize that each and every one of you lost something that we cannot possibly ever repay. But I want you to know, from the entire United States of America, from our fellow citizens and the family member of all American people, we love you. We're thankful for you. We're sorry for what you sacrificed, but we will never forget what your officer laid down. And every day, we have something that we can do. We can't repay the sacrifice, but we can honor that sacrifice by making this country safer and stronger and more secure for the people that they served, by living up to what they sacrificed their lives for. In the Trump administration, we have made progress in ending the epidemic of senseless violence against our men and women in uniform. Now, we can't ever forget that a single officer lost in the line of duty is too much. But just as we mourn the officers we lost, we celebrate the fact that in 2025, I am proud to say that the deaths of on-duty law enforcement reached their lowest level in 80 years in the United States of America. And that milestone comes amid a nationwide decline. Thank you. We have to remember that that epidemic of violence that we experienced over the last few years, you can never get rid of evil. You're always going to have terrible people who want to do the worst things. But allowing so many of those people free rein, allowing so many of them to strike at our law enforcement officers, ladies and gentlemen, that was a policy choice. And I make this solemn promise to every single person here that so long as Donald J. Trump is the president and so long as I am the vice president, we will never again let policymakers in the building behind us allow violent criminals to tee off on our police officers. We will fight for you just as you fight for us every single day. Part of the reason we've seen that decline in violence is because, working with all of you, we've crushed the criminal cartels and halted the tide of narcotics and migrant crime flooding across our borders, because we knew that so much of the violence in our communities, so much of the violence that you were dealing with every single day was coming across that wide open border. So last year, we celebrated another important milestone, that the murder rate in the United States of America fell to its lowest in 125 years, marking the largest single drop in recorded history in the United States of America. Since Inauguration Day back in 2025, we've seen steep declines across every major violent crime category. That's something to celebrate. Murders, robberies, aggravated assault, every single category is down.
So there you see it. J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, he's speaking at the National Peace Officers Memorial Service. We're going to continue to dip in and dip out of there, but we do have quite a bit happening in the region. There's a fentanyl takedown. We're also going to go live to Dover Speedway because they have a big race there. Just a ton happening. Give us 2 minutes and we'll be right back. All right, back here live. This is Wildwood, New Jersey. Right now, they're setting up for a rodeo. In June, they're going to have Barefoot Music Festival. There's going to be so much happening right there. And I can tell you that location will probably be the height of my vacation summer plans. But you know what? Andrew Freund, he has different ideas. Lives in California. He can stay there, but no. He is there. Hey, babe. Beaches Resort opens up their Treasure Beach Village in Turks and Caicos. And to celebrate, they fly your pale, you know what, down there to celebrate?
Yes, Jen, and I want to show you the view behind me. There's a mermaid party going on, which is what happened here at Beaches Turks and Caicos. So I'm going to close the door because it's a little bit loud.
Okay.
And I have to say, have you ever been to an all-inclusive, Jen?
Not as nice as that one, no.
It is incredible. So I'm at Treasure Beach Village, 101 new suites. And basically what Beaches did is, this is not only an expansion, but it's an entire destination. But I just want to show you around a little where I am. But, oh, Jen, there's someone here to say hi to you.
Was it Jen?
Yeah, Jen, you want to say hi?
Hey.
Handsome?
Yeah. Jen.
Oh,
Jen,
what a pleasant surprise.
yeah, you know Tay Diggs, right? You know Tay?
What is he doing there?
What am I doing here?
What isn't he doing there, Jen? What isn't he doing here, Jen?
What's
I'll tell you one
happening?
thing, I know I'm enjoying myself here
Wait.
at Treasure Beach Village,
Tay,
at Beaches
more
Beaches
Tay,
Resort
less
here in
Andrew.
Turks and
More
Caicos.
Tay. Less
Okay,
Andrew.
all right, you want me out of the frame, Jen? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying more Tay, less Andrew. Hi, Tay. How's it
What's
going?
happening? How are you today?
So good. You follow me
Good.
on Twitter. Why is that? We're best friends?
Why? Well, look at you. You know who you are.
Say
Why
it.
wouldn't I? Why
Little
wouldn't I
more.
follow you?
A little more.
You look wonderful in green. Thank you. I like that. Good to see you.
What? Did they fly you there too?
Did they?
Yes.
Yes, they did. There flew a bunch of us here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're celebrating, I think, the opening, right?
We're celebrating the opening of this incredible hotel,
Brand new.
and it's great for families, Jen. So if you're planning a summer vacation,
Yeah.
you can bring your
Now
family.
They have
Take home?
everything you can think of here. It's really amazing.
Tay, what are we
Tay.
doing today? What's the plan?
Today,
Jen,
we're
stop
gonna
trying to
do
take over
this.
my conversation with Tay.
We had a wonderful lunch over by the beach, and me and my best boy Troy, we're gonna go hop in the water and cool off a bit.
Yeah.
You should. You
We're
should
gonna play
do
some
that.
pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, we're probably gonna shake our booties to some music.
Mm-hmm.
They got it all. They got it all here.
Jen, do you like to shake your booty to music?
Do you?
I think you know I do. I think
That's
you
why I
know
follow
do.
you. That's why I follow you on Twitter.
Let's go, baby. It's we got Big Friday energy in here. You know, before you
Yes.
showed up, the most exciting thing that was happening is maybe we were going to order Taco Bell to the studio.
Hey, change
True
that
story.
up. Change that up.
We changed it up. How long are you guys going to be there? I know we have some video from the company to make it look even better. How long are you guys planning on staying?
I think until Monday. I think we stay till Monday, so it's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm seeing
I like
friends. Boris Kojo's here.
Chad Michael Murray.
Chad Michael Murray's here.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
they-
star-studded,
got
Jen.
big
Star-studded.
names out here.
Yeah.
You guys need a blondie. And there is an airport in Philadelphia.
Get out here.
Come to Beaches Turks and Caicos.
Get out here, Philly.
I have to say, people from Philadelphia do really love it. They usually go around Christmas time, but this looks amazing anytime.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It really is.
And the water.
I've been to a few of them, and this one ranks among the best.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of, they have. If you want to kind of be removed, they have areas. They got pools for the family. They got ping pong. All these really, really great stores you can buy whatever you need. So it's wonderful.
I really don't think you need me in this live shot, Jen. I mean, it's literally like Tay is here. What do you need? Jen, have a good time. Come if you want. Enjoy,
No.
Tay.
You guys are awesome. Thank you, Tay. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, whoever put all this together. Come visit us in Philly, Tay. The Eagles are going to be so good this year.
I
Okay.
will.
Okay. Good.
I will.
And
Take
Andrew,
care.
you too. But whatever.
Bye, Jen.
Bye, guys. That was fun. All right. So I literally had no idea that Tay Diggs was in that room. Pretty cool. That's one of the reasons why you definitely have to watch Philadelphia Live at all times. That was really fun. And again, it does get us ready for the weekend. At the same time, though, we're working on a lot of stories. We're working on a lot of news that is heartbreaking. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, have a bit of a reset, and then we will be talking with some of our reporters in the field. Welcome back in. It is Friday, and there has been a lot happening over the past 24 hours, and our reporters are out covering all of it. Jennifer Lee is on the story that we were hearing about from the police officer. This is like a 25-year-old woman that was shot inside a building.
Yes, and she was actually at home. Apparently she was awake. This was 3 o'clock in the morning, early this morning, and she was kind of moving around, getting ready for bed, according to Philadelphia Police Captain James Kearney, who is the commanding officer of the shooting investigations group. And he said that she was getting ready for bed when a bullet came right through the wall and hit her in her leg. Thankfully, he says she was treated at Temple University Hospital and she is in stable condition, but he stressed just how terrible it is. The violence, gun violence in the city of Philadelphia, it has consequences, and consequences that, unintended victims end up suffering from, like in this situation. He says that detectives from the shooting investigation group, they are out there in the community trying to talk with people, get information, and also seeing if they can collect surveillance video. But so far, he says that the people involved in this shooting, there were probably a dozen shell casings, according to him. They're looking for 4 males at this point, but they say if you're from that community, you've heard something, any bit of information would help. He wasn't sure about ages or other descriptions at this point, but it's something police are certainly working on. We were out in that neighborhood and plan on going back, and I did have a conversation actually through an intercom at the house where the bullet went through. We could actually see the bullet hole on the building, which, just thinking about that circumstance, it's wild. But it sounds like they're not interested in talking at this point. Obviously, this was so traumatic. Imagine being, in your room and, you're getting ready for bed and all of a sudden a bullet comes and hits you. So really terrible, but certainly we'll go back there and see if we're able to find any additional video or interviews from the neighborhood, especially after, their whole street was taken over by police for this shooting investigation.
Here, and you'll forgive me if we've already covered this, was it a drive-by? Was there were they shooting at each other? Because they keep referencing, more than one person. So was it like they were trying to harm each other, and it's a stray bullet? Was it like, do we know any of that?
It sounds like they're still trying to piece together the exact circumstances. All we know is that it looks like there were 4 people there at that intersection where the shooting occurred. And earlier, when we talked with one of the chief inspectors, he said that the person was shooting indiscriminately and shooting up in the air, and that's how it reached a second floor room and hit that woman. Captain Kearney also clarified it looks like, based on the evidence, that there were 2 different types of guns that were used.
Okay. All right. It's just, I cannot imagine being at home and this happens. And I, like you, very thankful that she's going to survive this. Obviously shaken, to say the least. Thank you. We appreciate the reporting. Now we're going to go to Joanne Pileggi. Basically, a massive fentanyl trafficking operation based in Northeast Philadelphia is now under command in some way. Apparently, a lot of it has been recovered. You see her there. Good afternoon, Joanne. Tell us exactly what's going on.
Hey, Jen, this is really significant. Okay, just picture this. We walk into this warehouse in Northeast Philly today, and there on a table is bags and bags and bags of pure fentanyl. Actually, some of it may have been cut with some other nasty stuff. And news conference time, $2 million worth of fentanyl that was being processed, being bagged, and it would have been trafficked from this residential neighborhood here in Mayfair in Northeast Philly. So this is a significant, very significant fentanyl bust in Northeast Philly. This is the home where it was taking place in the 3100 block of Wellington Street in Philly, Northeast Philly. This was I was going to say joint operation, but it's much larger than that. This was Philadelphia narcotics detectives, Philadelphia police, the state attorney general's office, the FBI, federal drug enforcement. This is no small drug bust. It's a big deal, connected to a cartel somewhere in Mexico, Central America, Latin America. They made 3 arrests from this house on Wednesday. The neighbors say they watched police come up. We went up to the door. We knocked on the door. There's the storm door, which is glass. There's broken glass all over. So when the police went inside there on Wednesday, what they found were 3 people, and all of those drugs, again, $2 million, which is the equivalent of 2 million doses, little bags of fentanyl that would be distributed in Philly, in New Jersey, across the state of Pennsylvania, but now it is in the custody of federal authorities, state authorities, excuse me. Again, a very significant, I asked the state attorney general to quantify this takedown, this bust, and he said, again, $200 million worth of fentanyl in just one spot on one day in Northeast Philly. Last year, in all of 2025, they collected $50 million, or took $50 million. So $50 million in all of 2025, 50. Sorry for the mix-up of my numbers. Again, $2 million worth of fentanyl taken from this house. So what they also found was 1 gun, some cash, and again, these 3 people inside the house, and they were pretty much cutting up these blocks, these kilo blocks of fentanyl for distribution. So that is the story. We have knocked on some doors of neighbors here who said they saw some activity but stayed inside during this takedown on Wednesday. We will have more information from the Attorney General, from Philadelphia Police later on. Any questions from you? Sorry about the mix-up when I was quantifying, but it is just a staggering, really, when you think about it, the proximity to Kensington, which is one of the obviously largest drug capitals in the United States, right? There's so much fentanyl and so much heroin and xylazine down there. So this effectively removes that distribution. But But as we've been told, one drug group, drug runners, they leave and others just pop in. But again, the police tell us that they have to stay on top of this to try to keep this, what they call poison, off the streets, out of the hands of so many people who are addicted and need treatment and end up overdosing. Right? It's a rough story.
You're doing well. I know it's tough, and we think about fentanyl. We think about it. You just kind of referenced it being cut into other things, being cut into, in New Jersey and in Colorado, it is legal to use marijuana. We know that fentanyl is cut into those things, and it is never good. So it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did ask, I asked there was a bunch of law enforcement there, from local to federal officials. And I quietly wondered, there were so many of them there, police officers, detectives, et cetera. They do this work all the time, and that the drug problem really permeates everyone, all families. And one of the law enforcement officers said, sure, I've been to some funeral members of close family members and friends. I don't think anyone is immune to having known someone that has fallen victim to the opioid crisis, fentanyl, xylazine, what have you. So, it trickles down everywhere. And again, this is a big catch for law enforcement to take this much fentanyl off the streets. So
all
that
right.
is the
Well,
story.
thank
We'll
you.
have more on at 5 and 6.
I just love that we're doing this story. We're touching people who need to, hear this story, and I love what the authorities are doing. They're able to move in there, and hopefully they can, try to just chip away and do something that's really needed. All right, thank you, Joanne. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. We're going to be right back. We do have a lot more. Oh, gorgeous. Stone Harbor? Yeah, there you go. All right, we typically take a look at your money each day. This is a live image from the New York Stock Exchange. The stocks are down, and a lot of it has to do with technology stocks, plus a rise in the U.S. Treasury yields. All of this coming after the summit between President Donald Trump and the President of China. Basically, the stock market traders were a little worried about no major policy breakthroughs. That's what we're hearing from our financial reporting. The investors took some profits in tech after the group saw some sharp gains recently. So Intel, not looking good, and some of the other tech leaders. And you know this, there's two sides of the market that really drive these numbers. That's the tech side and then the energy side. The energy side has not been doing well because of the war with Iran. So that basically it's a double whammy, those are my words, for what is happening on Wall Street. At the same time, speaking of what is happening, so much is happening around the world. Again, the president's returning from China as we speak. We also know that there are still many negotiations happening with the Middle East. So we're going to go to the UN and just listen in a little bit on what they're talking, what their focus is today.
And deprivation.
بينما يقف العالم عاجزا أمام هذا النزيف الإنساني المستمر. أسئلة لابد أن نتساءلها ونطرحها. كيف يمكن للإنسانية أن تعتاد هذا المشهد؟ وكيف يمكن للضمير العالمي أن يقبل بأن يبقى شعب بأكمله أسير للحرب وللاحتلال واللجوء بعد كل هذه العقود؟ إن الشعب الفلسطيني لم يطلب المستحيل، طلب فقط أن يعيش بحرية، أن يربي أبناءه بأمان، أن يصلي بلا خوف، وأن يعود إلى منزله دون أن يهدده القصف أو التهجير أو فقدان الكرامة. ومن هذا المنبر وفي كل محفل دائما وأبدا تؤكد بلادي دولة الكويت على أن القضية الفلسطينية ستبقى قضية حق وعدالة وكرامة إنسانية، وأن الشعب الفلسطيني هو رمز للصمود وهو ليس وحده في هذه المعاناة. وفي هذه الذكرى الأليمة لابد أن نسأل أنفسنا كم من الوقت سيحتاج العالم لكي يدرك أن السلام الحقيقي لا يمكن أن يقوم دون عدالة، وأن الأمن لا يمكن أن يتحقق فيما يبقى شعب كامل محروم من أبسط حقوقه الإنسانية والوطنية. وفي الختام سيد الرئيس، الرحمة لأرواح الضحايا والشهداء، والحرية لفلسطين، والسلام القائم على العدالة لشعبها الصامد. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you very much, Kuwait. I give the floor now to Minister Riyad Mansour, President of the State of Palestine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Allow me at the end to express on behalf of the Palestinian people and the leadership, and also on behalf of the delegation of the State of Palestine to the United Nations, our gratitude for your participation with us, your presence in this room with us to express solidarity with the Palestinian people, to your statements and the content that it contained. And also allow me to express our appreciation and thanks to the committee, to the leadership of the committee, the Bureau, for being with us, for their efforts, for their statements, led by my twin brother, Ambassador of Senegal, the chairman of the committee, and also to the division and the team within the division that collaborated with our team from our mission under the leadership of the chairman and the Bureau in putting together this commemoration, and also for the event that took place 2 days ago, which my brother Maged Abdelaziz referred to it by organizing, showing a very moving film telling the Nakba of the Palestinian people through 3 generations in the presence of the leading actress and the director of the movie, Miss Davis. I think that these commemorations in these two events at the United Nations is a testimony that the world, although we are not reaching the objective that we all aspire to, which is the attainment of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, including the right to self-determination, statehood, and the right of the refugees to return. But our people are not despairing. Our people are steadfasting on the ground, suffering immensely, but continuing the struggle in every corner of the land of the State of Palestine. And we hear you that also you are contributing to the accumulation of steps and gains while we are marching until the deadline. The Palestinian people are not going to be the exception to the rule. One day, it looked like it was impossible for the people in South Africa to defeat the abhorrent system of apartheid. But with their steadfastness and their struggle and the solidarity and support by the international community and by the millions of people who were marching in the streets, as they are marching in the streets in our case, in almost all cities, in all capitals, we are all accumulating on this process. The most important thing that each and every country, each and every leader, each and every individual to contribute in a concrete way to this process. And one day, inshallah soon, that we will see the efforts of the Palestinian people and all those who love Palestine and inspired by the story of the Palestinian people will succeed in adding to this process and creating the tipping point in which we will succeed in breaking the backbone of this illegal occupation, to end it and to allow the Palestinian people to enjoy freedom and dignity in their land, as was summarized by my Egyptian brother when he recited in English.
So again, this is the United Nations, and what happens here is that representatives from different countries are talking about what their concerns are, what their individual agendas are, and then they also talk about issues that affect all of the countries as a whole. It's just one of the things that we can do. We can dip in and out of their lives. There's many of those things happening, so we're going to continue to do so. At the same time, we're really focused on what is happening here. New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania. Weather looks amazing this weekend, so we're going to talk about that and some pretty cool events, including in Wildwood. They're setting up for a rodeo. We're still talking about Taye Diggs here. I mean, like, where do we think he's going to take me? Could he take me on a trip to Bushkill Falls or the Wildwood? I'll take either one. Now, wait, I told you guys I would give you some information about Bushkill Falls that you may or may not know. First of all, we are showing you these images, both live cameras, because the weather this weekend is going to be nothing short of spectacular. Now, if you take your family to Bushkill Falls, there's several different hikes you could do. So let's say you're there with younger kids, there's definitely a hike for that. Older kids, they want something more aggressive. This is the information you need. In their gift shop, they have like 5 kinds of beer. So yeah, if you have a driver and you want to have beer with your lunch or your dinner, you are in good shape. And the beer's good beer. It's not like whatever. It's like they've got, like I said, 4 different kinds. Let's say you're an IPA guy, fine. Let's say you're Coors Light, great. I don't know exactly what they are, but I remember that they had several kinds. And then of course, Wildwood always has a lot of fun for us. So let's say you're stuck here in the city. Not stuck, you live here, you want to do something fun. That's when we bring in Drew, because again, he's done a really good job with the weather this weekend. A+, and you have some things for us to do.
Yeah, so right here on South 9th Street, it is the Italian Market Festival. They do it every year. They're getting all ready for it. Let me cross in front of this guy right here. I found South Philly High in the house. Let's go say hi. South Philly High, we're live on Fox 29. Hey! So wait, what are you guys doing here today? Just going for like a nice walk? What's the story?
Yeah, we're going to arts program at South Philly High, and we're giving a tour of 9th Street.
Oh, that's perfect for this weekend. Who's coming back for the Italian Festival this weekend?
Me!
All right, so give me the tour. What have you been learning on the tour today?
We just tried some cheese over here, you know.
Well, you guys are getting a little taste of the culture.
We tried some cheese.
So what about some of you guys? What did you have today? I'm curious. You taste the cheese too?
Yes.
I like the basketball.
Go
You dribbling?
Sixers! Go Sixers!
Go Birds, we say.
Go
These
Birds!
days,
Go
right?
Birds!
I know. I love your still supporting the Flyers.
Oh, yes. You know, we support all of our teams out here. Win or lose, we die-hard Philly fans.
That's what it's about.
And this is so I'm Chef Green. This is my partner.
Hi,
Chef
Chef
Dion.
Dean.
Oh, so wait, you guys teach the culinary
Yes,
classes
we
for
teach
South
culinary
Philly High.
classes South Philly High.
Oh, so wait, are you guys in the food classes there? Who's taking it? What's it like having their class?
I mean, it's pretty fun. We get to learn a lot of new skills in cooking, you know, knife skills especially.
And that's so important, right? Having the knife skills.
Yes, it led to everybody being able to get jobs in different areas in the cooking industry.
You know, that's so well said. You're setting people up for success in the future, which has got to feel great.
Yes, we are.
Well, I appreciate you letting us crash your tour right there for just a
Thank
minute.
you. Thank you.
Oh, I ran into my friends. Hey, it's good to see them. We're live now. These guys watch Good Day, and you live around here, right?
No, we just shopping. We
Oh,
don't live
shop-
around here.
Hey, what are you shopping for today? What'd you get?
So we went to the bakery.
Some baked goods, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you do in the Italian market, right?
What else?
Absolutely. Guys, great to see both of you guys. Hey, thanks for your time, guys. Great to see South Philly High. How cool is that? They're on a little culinary tour. That is my kind of field trip right there. I want to take you on a field trip. So the big draw around here is right down there, a block away. They grease a pole with lard, and people climb that up. That's happening Sunday. They have a big procession of saints where they take some religious statues. You give a little donation, helps the church out. They do that every year. And then I want to introduce you to one of my buds I just met. Look at this shirt right here. Dom, you and I look great. Yes. I want to give you all the light. Tell me about the logo of this shirt. You were kind enough to give me one.
Well, I have this logo I picked it up from 1986, the original 9th Street logo. And that's when we used to have the festivals on a Saturday in October.
Can you pull that up on your phone? I'd love to see that original logo. And we'll take a look at stuff. He's selling FIFA stuff. He's selling the Fly Guys and the Phillies you see right there. And there's that FIFA as we get ready for the summer or celebration.
And they're all my design, too. They're all silk screen. So you
you're
won't
making
see them.
these?
Yes, I designed them. I sent them to my printer. And he lets me know what he thinks. And if they're approved, we make them. And that's what I did with this.
I love that.
Let
I
me
can't
show
wait
you
to see
this
it.
this original picture from the shirt from 1986.
And you're born and you're right here. You're a South Philly guy all the way, right?
Born and raised, yeah.
Look
on
at
the
this.
Italian
This is
market.
cool.
I grew up on 9th and Kimball. My
Yeah.
family owns the Villa de Roma restaurant.
You mean that restaurant right over there?
Yes. I worked there as a kid. I still help out once in a while. but I started a business. I've been doing it for about 20 years. I used to have a table across the street.
Oh, where at? Show me.
Right across the street in front of the truck right here on 9th and Carpenter.
Okay, so there's Esposito's right there, and then right there you used to have your table. Then
I
how'd
used
you
to
get
put
over
up-
here?
Well, what happened was the gentleman retired last year.
Yeah.
And I went to the market, and they had an opening, and I was able to get this in. It's been a great thing. I'm happy to be part of the Businessmen Association. It's a great thing.
And that's for right here on South 9th Street.
The whole Italian market, well, the 9th Street market.
Yeah.
And it starts from Wharton Street, and it goes down to Fitzwater Street.
What makes you so proud to be part of this every year?
I think just being part of the tradition and knowing everyone and watching the smiles and the different cultures of people when they come and they try our foods and buy our shirts.
Yeah.
And the pastries, the meatballs,
The cannoli.
the blue corn with the pina coladas he makes.
Oh, that's
and
a
the
big
pineapple.
draw.
That's a real big draw.
And the tacos over
And
here,
the
too. I've had the
tacos.
tacos.
And they are amazing. They do the soft shells, and they're all corn, I believe. They're not.
Right.
They're not wheat or flour.
The authentic stuff.
And they make them fresh.
And everyone's in a good mood when they come down to the annual Italian Market Festival. Happens every mid-May. It's this Saturday, this Sunday during the day, 10 to 5 o'clock. Are you excited for the good weather this year?
Yes, very excited. We're going to have 90 degrees. Usually we get a rainy day.
I know.
And a hot day. We're going to have 2 great hot days. We're expecting a lot of people down here. Come on down to the Italian market, to the Italian festival, 16th and 17th, Sunday, Saint Days. You will not be disappointed. Try the different cultures of food, our shirts, and get to meet a lot of different people that I promise you, you'll be down. It's just a great, fun, exciting, happy day where everyone just lets it go and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, and seriously, enjoying the weather. Talking about that, a couple of years I've emceed a couple of the food competitions here for the Italian Market Festival. It was rainy for the best cheesesteak competition in Philly. It was rainy. The following year, when we were doing another food competition for best hoagie, this year there is no rain. So, a little cool today. Temperatures going up through the 60s right now this weekend. It's all about that warm weather I was talking about.
Yes.
We got ourselves some low 80s on Saturday. Then how about some upper 80s for Sunday? Now, Philadelphia will just tap on 90 degrees, but the rest of us are in the upper 80s. So I want you thinking upper 80s. But the big story on Sunday is we get humidity. I can't remember any humid days so far this year. So it's our first humid day, and then that humidity sticks with us when we get some 90s. We are talking the first heat wave of 2026, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the 90s. Add the humidity. Oh, it's feeling like summer. And then we took a look ahead to next weekend. Next weekend, temperatures, don't worry, they're not super hot. They're comfortable in the 70s and the low 80s. It is dry Saturday and Sunday, but Memorial Day Monday, there will be some rain. So that's the forecast for this weekend. Great weather for this right here, Jen Fred. And then from there, we'll see what we can do about Memorial Day for next week.
Thank you. Now, Drew,
We
I
want
hate to
say
keep.
thank you to Fox and everyone. Keep coming on down for the festival. You'll have a great day.
Hear that?
Give him a hug
Go ahead,
for
Jen.
me, Drew. Give him a hug for me.
I'm going to give you a hug.
Oh, we love hugs. We're huggers. Thank you. And
Love
make
that
sure
guy.
you give all everyone at the Fox studio a hug from us.
Look at
Please.
that.
Even
We're
Keith.
huggers here. We love the hug.
Yeah, they're huggers.
What it's about, guys.
That's it.
Oh,
I was hoping there'd be a kiss. I didn't want to encourage it. I don't want to be that girl. I was hoping there'd be a kiss.
We'll have a great time.
Oh, there's another kiss. Yay. Now, wait, Drew.
Yes, it is. Come on down. Enjoy the festival. Great time, great food,
He's a
and
showman.
great people.
Go ahead, Jen.
Have you ever in person seen the pole climb, the greased pole climb?
Sure have.
And remind
Absolutely.
people
I don't know how they do it.
up at the top, it's meat and cheese. So when it is in the 90s, it gets drippy and gross, but there's also money up there, which is why they go up there. So with the humidity, are you worried about the drippy meat and cheese?
Yeah, that lard that they put on that pole, 30 feet, by the way, and it's hard to get context of that. It's not quite as tall as, say, one of these power poles right there, but it's not too far off. And I got to tell you, like, I would say 30 feet just for scales. We look above that car that's right there. I would say about right there or so. And maybe actually a little bit higher, maybe to where the light is probably about 30 feet. And yeah, that grease is going to be dripping. It's humid. It's hot. You know, when grease gets hot, you know what it does? It turns into liquid. So they're going to put it on kind of like how it's like Crisco. Now, Crisco is vegetable oil, but you know what I'm saying, like that white goppy stuff. That's going to be how the lard is, but then the hot's going to get it melting.
No, that's yucky. That
Not feeling
sounds
my food.
terrible. That sounds terrible, but it will be so much fun. All right, we, by the way, might check back in with you before 2 o'clock, only because you've got the best stuff of the day.
Sure.
Absent my meeting with Taye Diggs earlier. Did you see that?
Ooh, you always know all the celebs, Jen.
I do.
You got their digits. I don't know how you network the way you do, but I love it.
It's just me hanging out with Taye Diggs. All right, have fun. Don't get too sweaty. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. We're going to come back. We're going to reset. Lots of Friday energy in the room, but there still is a lot to cover. America 250, not just happening here in Philadelphia, Boston, or New York. Certainly a bunch of events are going to be happening in Washington, D.C. And the U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, is talking about a couple of things, including a curfew for some of the younger kids that live in that area. We're going to listen in to some of her ideas about keeping that city safe.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, gentlemen. I first want to thank our federal and local law enforcement partners who worked tirelessly over the last year to make our nation's capital safe. However, today we announce a new summer surge with increased law enforcement visibility and expanded coordinated operations ahead of America 250. Since the launch of the coordinated operations on August 7th of 2025, this engagement has become one of, if not the largest, modern joint law enforcement collaboration in history. The results have been undeniable. Almost 13,000 arrests, including homicide suspects, gang members, narcotics trespassers, fugitives, weapons offenders, almost 1,500 illegal firearms taken off the streets that then can't be used to intimidate and kill fellow citizens. And most importantly, violent crime is now down dramatically. Homicides are down almost 50%, robberies down 42%, carjackings are down 60%. Those numbers represent lives saved, families protected, businesses able to function safely, and neighborhoods that are beginning to reclaim peace and tranquility. Since I took office, and it's been 1 year, on May 14th of 2025, we have secured in my office over 7,000 convictions. So this isn't just about arrests. We are convicting these people. almost 80 homicide convictions, almost 1,000 illegal firearm convictions, over 900 narcotics offense convictions, 460 violent crime convictions, 43 carjacking convictions, and over 125 robbery convictions. And as the United States Attorney, I will continue to use all of my powers to make sure that we use every tool available in our arsenal to make the arrests that are being conducted by these agencies stick and to get convictions. However, there is one area in Washington, D.C., that has seen more than its share of one problem: teen takeovers. These takeovers have terrorized our neighborhoods. They have shut down businesses, and they have wasted hard-earned tax dollars of law-abiding residents who just want to live and work in peace. Those takeovers in places like the Navy Yard and Noma often lead to disorderly conduct, assaults, robberies, and fights. Mayor Muriel Bowser has repeatedly requested curfew zones and emergency measures, while the D.C. Council refuses to deal with the problem. And I'm going to say that again, where the D.C. Council that passes the laws refuses to deal with the problem. And their lack of action creates an extremely dangerous situation for the people of the district and even the teens themselves. And as we grapple with this problem, there is one area that hasn't been discussed. Parental involvement has been a noted gap in any discussion. And I am here to say, as the United States Attorney in the District of Columbia, that ends today. Starting today, my office will aggressively prosecute parents under D.C.'s curfew law, and the specific statute that we will use is a violation of D.C. Code 22-811, and it involves contributing to the delinquency of a minor. This statute makes it unlawful for an adult to enable, facilitate, or permit a minor to engage in delinquent acts. The penalty is up to 6 months imprisonment. So if the evidence shows the parent knew or should have known or permitted or failed to prevent participation, we're going to charge them. And if you drop your kid off and you fail to supervise them or you let them skip school to join the chaos, you are going to face fines, court-ordered classes, and possible jail time. Penalties can be imposed even if the juvenile minor is not prosecuted. So a parent commits this offense if they permit or by insufficient control allow a minor under the age of 18 to violate a curfew. Now, we're going to be asking the Metropolitan Police Department to issue parental citations whenever a minor's curfew violation is tied to a takeover. We will seek to pair these citations with mandatory parental notification and court-mandated parental classes or family counseling as a condition of the resolution of the case. The shame of this is that we are protecting your children, the ones who may join a teen takeover out of simple curiosity, because you won't, because we don't want your child victimized. So we now have to step into your shoes, parents, to make sure that your child is not victimized. This doesn't require new legislation, folks. It's all there. And it sends a clear message to the parents that you must supervise your kids or face criminal consequences. Law-abiding taxpayers should no longer have to pay for parental neglect. And as we take back our streets, as you've heard today, there will be no excuses. Parents, do your jobs, or we will do ours. And in the end, taxpayers will no longer subsidize the chaos caused by parental neglect. So parents, if you don't control your kids, the district will. And as we approach, finally, the 250th anniversary, I want to be clear. My message to anyone who seeks to commit political violence in this district, D.C. is not the place. You will be held accountable and you will face the full wrath of the law. And just this morning, before I came here, we filed notice that my office will seek death against the defendant, Elias Rodriguez, for the killing of 2 young Israeli embassy staff members at the Capitol Jewish Museum. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, for your leadership. It's always refreshing. We'll take a few questions. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I have one on topic and one off topic. Assistant Attorney General McDonald announced 13,000 arrests following the surge. I'm wondering, Director Seralta, how many of the reported arrests are immigration related? And is there an estimated cost of the law enforcement surge to the taxpayer so far? And then if I could just add, Madam U.S. Attorney, you mentioned the teen takeovers and prosecuting parents under U.S. law. Can you talk a little bit more about what that might look like and what role the federal law enforcement would play outside of just MPD issuing these citations?
Okay, we'll start with the immigration piece. The immigration arrests tend to be about 15% of our arrests, but that's a calculation. It is not the bulk of arrests. At the beginning, it was more so the case. Now they're just not being arrested or not being found. As far as the cost goes, you know, the law enforcement officers that are working these cases are part of the task force. You know, I want to make one point, right? Because we talk about illegal immigration as if it's not a violation of law, and it certainly is. So the task force is enforcing all laws, every single one of them, and you will see a lot more of that this summer, Madam.
If I understand your question is what role do the feds have as it relates to the parents and the teen takeovers? Well, as you've already heard this morning, there will be a continuing joint operation. However, the way I see it occurring is that the MPD will be, as soon as there is an arrest, it is a local and sometimes an office of the Attorney General arrest, but the parental notification will be mandated along with a citation for the curfew violation.
And Mr. Assistant Attorney General, I completely appreciate you can't comment directly, but in light of the reporting that DOJ is moving toward a possible indictment of Raul Castro, at the same time the administration has openly pursued pressure campaigns against foreign governments, I'm wondering how you respond broadly to criticism that criminal charges might be used or even appear to be used as instruments of regime change rather than law enforcement.
I'm not going to answer that question here. We're focused on making this city the safest it's ever been. And the hard work of the folks on this stage and some in the audience have achieved that. But again, we're not satisfied. We're going for more. We're going for perfection. And we look forward to grand celebrations in this city this summer.
Okay, we're going to keep it on topic, so yes, ma'am.
Madam, for you talk about going harsher penalties for the parents. What about for the teens that are arrested? I know in the past you talked about maybe charging them maybe as adults. Is there any more follow-up on the strict ramifications for them when they do gather and do find themselves unlawful?
Well, the law is clear. I mean, I can only prosecute teens under Title 16 if they commit 4 categories of, and that is if they're 16 and 17, if they commit 4 categories of crime, basically murder, sexual assault, robbery, and burglary, and armed offenses related to those. So a teen takeover would be the kind of scenario that is handled by or a violation of curfew is handled by the local attorney general. That does not preclude me for bringing charges against the parents.
Is there a challenge with some of the judges to follow through with it?
I'd like to pick somebody else. And let's try to get other topics. Otherwise, we're going to just talk about teen takeovers. Yes, ma'am.
I do have a question on teen takeovers, but I also have a question about gun laws, if I may. I'll start with the gun laws. I understand that the Department of Justice sued the city over unconstitutional firearm bans, and I know for a fact that several residents in DC feel like they don't have a lot of options to protect themselves or their property. Are there any updates you can share with that case?
There's, do you want to, no, I was going to say that's not a task force case, so we don't.
To DC residents who feel like they don't have a lot of options when it comes to local
No,
laws?
not really. I'd like to talk about summer and how this task force is going to turn up the heat on criminals. If anybody has any of those questions, yes, sir, you in the back.
Thanks. I've got 3 quick questions. One, Judge Perry, you know all too well that the mayor and the chief have lost the authority to implement the youth curfew zones. So when you speak about a curfew now, you're speaking about the curfew that is in effect at midnight. I'm wondering, one, will the federal government implement its own similar curfew zones for groups of youths that has been used? 2, will we actually see an increase in troops or manpower on the streets? And then 3, I'm wondering why MPD and the mayor's office wasn't consulted about this beforehand, why they're not here, why there was no coordination locally. Thank you.
Sure. You want to answer?
Well,
I'll answer 2 and 3.
as it relates to the curfew right now, as I indicated, the mayor has been very forceful in trying to get the D.C. Council to give her the ability to do more than just an emergency curfew. She is looking to be able to create curfews in addition to 12 or midnight or 11 o'clock at night, so that we can focus on these teen takeovers, especially the ones that are created as a result of or publicized as a result of social media. But the D.C. Council is not only punting, they're just refusing to deal with it. And that's a real problem. Can Congress do more? Congress can always do more.
So will you seek to have your own federal curfew?
No, I understand. Let me answer questions 2 and 3, and then we're probably going to call it. The National Guards, okay, were asked. I sent a request for an additional 1,500 National Guardsmen. It'll bring the total of 5,000. I don't recall now your third question.
I'm just wondering why D.C. wasn't consulted on this in advance of this announcement.
Well, this is the president's task force. Let me be clear. This is the president's task force, okay? And we're here to stamp out crime. They were invited, and to be quite frank with you, there's a lot of folks that are not behind us that are in this task force, and they're members of this task force, strong members of this task force. The Memphis Police Department, with many of our other partners, are sitting at the Capitol Peacemakers Memorial. So it's a 6-hour memorial. You can't leave in the middle of it. So I can tell you this because I know I was supposed to be there, but I took this press conference instead. Ma'am, I know you were waiting, so I'm going to take your question as the last question.
2 quick questions. One is, a lot of these teens live in Maryland. Do you feel you have jurisdiction to charge Maryland parents? How would that work?
I'm only able to charge parents if they commit a crime in my jurisdiction.
And second, you've talked publicly, U.S. Attorney, about your staffing levels and how you've lost a lot of staffing.
All right. I'm trying not to take this over in terms of the teen thing.
Feel you have the staffing to handle an increase of what could be an increase?
Am I down in staff? Absolutely, and everybody here knows it. Okay, but are we willing to take charge and do what we have to and work day and night and work weekends? We do that.
Yeah, and I'm just going to add to that, this administration has been very supportive of all law enforcement components, and there's going to be more hiring. Hannah, you're going to be the last one because I just saw you.
Thank you. This is a question for...
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. If it's Virginia Pure, I'm turning this off right now.
It's for both of you. It's for both of you. You mentioned that you've had trouble working with the D.C. Council to implement some of your priorities. What steps are you taking now to work with them or to influence policy that might help with the crime problem in D.C.?
Okay, so from a law enforcement standpoint, we're trying to review or get the authorities to review some of their policies. But that is a long process. That is something that a chief needs to be in place for. There's got to be a number of policy meetings just to strengthen the police department to be able to be police officers. They're not at that point yet. I mean, it's gotten better, but there's a lot more work to do to take the handcuffs completely off the Metropolitan Police Department officers. Okay, thank you very much.
So there you see it. That's the DC task force. They're just talking about what they plan to do during the America 250 ceremonies and all the stuff that will be happening in Washington, D.C. Remember, the big cities for the celebration are Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Boston, and New York. Speaking of New York, we're going to give you a live picture of New York right there because there is some breaking news coming out of that city. Harvey Weinstein's rape retrial today ended in a mistrial. The jury apparently deadlocked. All of this reporting coming from the Associated Press. As you probably know, the former Hollywood mogul has been convicted of other sex crimes on 2 U.S. coasts. He will stay in jail. The mistrial, however, leaves the New York rape charge in limbo after 3 trials. A majority male Manhattan jury had been charged with weighing whether or not Weinstein raped Jessica Mann, a hairstylist and actor, back in 2013. So Weinstein's lawyers argued that the encounter was consensual. It happened during a fraught relationship between the then married Weinstein and the younger woman. So again, at this point, the jurors said that they were, in their words, at a loggerhead on Friday in the retrial. They really wanted to keep trying. The judge told the panel to keep trying for a verdict, but they failed to do so. So now the judge has called for a mistrial earlier today. It will be interesting to see what happens next. And again, Harvey Weinstein will remain in jail on the East Coast. We've got 2 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been waiting for the Eagles schedule. And according to me, we did pretty good. I'm a 1 o'clock Sunday person, and we do have 5 of those games. That's right. I knew that without even looking at your schedule, Steve Bradley. So look at this. Here's how it works. We're going to begin September 13th, home against the Washington Commanders. Why is that interesting? I'll let you know. September 12th, which is Saturday, Temple plays Penn State in that same stadium. That's right. Big weekend at the Link. All right, and then we travel. The lighter colors, those are away games, Steve, just so you know. So then we go to Tennessee. Now here's what they're saying on sports radio this morning. I listen to it while I'm driving around in my Good Day segments. They're saying both of these teams have a soft defense, so that will allow our newly redone offense to figure out what they're doing, who they are, their identity. Remember, once again, the guy right there on the left, Jalen Hurts, has yet another offensive coordinator. So far, people are loving him, but at the same time, it will be new. So again, the first and second weeks give us a chance to test the offense against these weaker defenses, because then when we do see the Chicago Bears right there on September 28th, they do have a very strong defense. And then look at that, right next, the Rams are no joke. We know this. They play us very tough. They don't like to come to our house. So guess what? That's what they're going to have to play. Again, a 1 o'clock game on a Sunday. I like it. October 11th, right there. That is in London. That's the reason why it says 9:30 a.m. And again, you say to yourself, could this be, what do you got? London. So that's in London. While this is happening, the Penn State fans that go to London, they're going to watch their game on Saturday. They're going to play USC the day before that game, Steve, and that is expected to be the whiteout. Remember, we don't know when the whiteout is. It's a big mystery. It's super fun. Matt Campbell, the new head coach there. People are going to be watching that, okay? Then we come back home. When's your anniversary? Mine's October 17th. Maybe I should go to a game on the 18th. You should. I should. Right there again, another 1 o'clock game. Back-to-back home games. Remember, last season we didn't get a lot of those, so people really like a back-to-back. And you know right there, those guys, the Dallas Cowboys. That's probably why it's on Monday Night Football. Then again, we go to Sunday Night Football. So 2 primetime games back-to-back, 1 home, 1 away, both NFC East. And then you want NFC East? We got it the next week, right there, November 8th. Yes, it is again a 1 o'clock game. We have played so many games by this point that you know what we need? A bye week. So we'll get that. So basically a very extended time between 2 home games. Both of those opponents play us very hard. Speaking of Penn State, again on November 22nd, 4:25. You know why I mentioned that?
Why?
Drew Aller, the quarterback that used to be with Penn State, got drafted by the Steelers. You can run, but you cannot hide from the Penn State, Steve Bradley. Then, controversial, playing on Thanksgiving against Dallas. You don't have to go to the game. You can watch it at home. Cardinals next. Then we have a 3-game home stretch. December 13th against the Colts. Then you've got Seattle. Then you've got Houston. Those 2 games back-to-back, big defenses. So we're really, D'Amico Ryans knows what he's doing. He's on the Thursday for Christmas. Now, the big question is, 8:15 p.m., a home game. Typically, you have to be home and asleep for Santa to come.
Oh, no.
So what in the world are we going to do there? Do you stay home so you can go to bed early? Are you doing 7 fishes with the game in the back? Like, what are we doing? Then we go January 3rd. So there's no New Year's Eve really game. And then you go to the New York Football Giants. That's away. So if you're curious about what's happening, that's literally what is happening. So on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, which I believe is really the bigger time when families gather, that is when you're going to have to figure it out. The big issue is Santa. I can tell you, a couple of years ago, one of my kids lost a tooth on Christmas Eve. We were very worried about the tooth fairy and Santa like flying into each other. So what we did was we wrote a note and we asked the tooth fairy to sit Christmas Eve out and maybe come a couple days later. And you know what? She did that. And it was very relaxing at my house. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break so we can talk about the tooth fairy, Santa, and Nick Sirianni all in one sentence. Zero Friday energy happening here. Zero Friday energy. So we have been talking about what will happen during America 250, not only in Washington, D.C., Boston, and New York, but right here in Philadelphia. Chris O'Connell says they are preparing on every different front, safety, and now even the health of all of us, right?
Yeah, well, first of all, Jen, a couple changes here at what's now been renamed Philadelphia Stadium. That Philadelphia Eagles logo has now been covered. The Lincoln Financial Field has now been covered, and you see some of the security gates now going up here. FIFA has taken control here at Lincoln Financial Field, now Philadelphia Stadium. And we've talked about the security. We've talked about the changes here at the stadium. But the one thing behind the scenes many people may not know about is how we're preparing to keep people healthy and safe, not just during the World Cup, but the events for the 250th birthday party and Major League Baseball All-Star Week, all happening here down in South Philadelphia. Some of the big concerns, I got a chance, Jen, to sit down with the health commissioner of the city of Philadelphia. And again, they've been working behind the scenes, hoping they don't have to deal with any issues, but they have to prepare for the worst. Anything from a major outbreak of any kind of virus or anything like that, because many of these fans will be coming in from international. So that is one thing they're kind of tracking behind the scenes. The people that may be coming in from those countries that may be coming here, they may be looking at some of the health, the concerns and the tracking and the data coming in from those countries. The two biggest things health officials are worried about, Jen, this year are the heat, number one. You know how hot it can get. They have to prepare for a middle of a heat wave in June and July. So they're increasing the number of cooling centers. They're going to be putting out some messaging in 11 different languages for the folks that are in town, because some people may come from countries that may not deal with the heat, may not have that. And also keeping the regular people who live in the city who are not dealing with the events, they got to make sure they stay safe as well. Another thing they're monitoring is air quality. They've increased the number of air quality and meters around the city of Philadelphia. And they're even looking at things like the Canadian wildfires like we had a couple years ago that brought all that smoke in. What would they do if they're telling people to stay at home and stay indoors, and we have all these outdoor activities planned. And again, also they brought up food safety. Health department is very concerned about keeping people's food safe. Remember, their bars and restaurants are going to be open later. We're going to have a lot more food trucks in those temporary kind of festivals. There's 250 block parties going on. They want to make sure the organizers there of those parties stay safe with their food to make sure there's no foodborne illnesses. All stuff the Department of Health usually deals with, but they're kind of amping it up because of the international audience and the influx of people. Bottom line, they're hoping to stay invisible. They hope they don't have to bring up any issues or send out any messages. They're hoping everything stays safe, but they're preparing for what could be. Anything could happen, and that's what they're prepared for. They're preparing for anything.
You know what? I could never run a city. I thought I could be the president. I could never run a city. I didn't even think about this, but you're right. We think about it with like concerts. I remember the Taylor Swift concert weekend, which was in May, Mother's Day, a couple of years ago. It was so hot. And then the lightning and the rain, and there is so many different concerns. You're right. Like, how do they get all the water there? How do they make sure the water is, cooling for them? Just with so many people. All right, real quick, can you give us one more little look at Philadelphia Stadium? Because we'd like to see what it looks like.
Yeah, here, let me flip this around.
Okay.
Lincoln, I'm assuming that's going to get covered. But yeah, this is these are going to be the main gates. These just went up, I think, today. FIFA, I think, officially took control of the stadium today. I think they're officially in there with the help of the Philadelphia Eagles operational staff. And we showed you the very first look at the World Cup pitch. 2 acres of Kentucky bluegrass. that has been laid down. So things are happening, Jen. You're going to start to see banners up around the city. You're going to start to see visitors in the next few weeks. Lemon Hill, that is the FIFA Fan Fest. That is going to be another massive thing. They're going to start the build out of that in the next week or so. So things are happening, but officials want to be sure everyone stays safe.
Now, Chris, is there any truth to the rumor that you know the guys over by Arana Mink that have the stage set up by Hole 14, and you're going to go over there this weekend? That's what your weekend plans are? You're going to hang with them?
No, but I wish I was. I'm jealous of those guys. Maybe I can get their name. I wouldn't mind an invite. That's pretty cool. You don't even need a ticket.
No.
Just need to get into their house.
Yeah, and there's one on the first tee, and apparently the dad, his son's 21st birthday was yesterday. And I don't know if you saw the story, but the kid was like, we're really trying to behave, but it's my 21st birthday. But then on the 14th is where they've set up that whole stage. I mean, come on, we got to get in there. I mean, this is compelling too, but I mean, some point someone's got to get there.
Well, I think the story, Jen, the story is country club culture and Philly golf culture.
Yes.
2 clashes this week.
Yes. All right, have a good weekend. Thank you very much for the help.
You too.
Okay, that was fun. Wait, speaking of, looks like we've asked Jason Martinez to join us. I'm not sure if he's able to do so. Let's look at the Phillies schedule real quick. We're going to look at the Phillies schedule. Oh. That's not a Phillies schedule. Phillies. Oh, well, look at this. FIFA, yes. Sunday is when the fun starts, June 14th. We do have Citizens Bank Park. And then are they playing this weekend? I think the Phillies are playing this weekend. In Pittsburgh. They're going from Boston to Pittsburgh. I have to say, though, the boys are doing great. And Kyle Schwarbaum, he's doing amazing. We're really proud of him too. So I'm feeling good. So the weather is going to be perfect if you do have tickets. I've never seen a game in Pittsburgh. I'm told it's one of the great ballparks. Keith says it's fantastic. Keith likes anything, he's not really whatever. Do we have Jason or do we have to go to a break? We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to let me just set you guys up for some fun. Jason at the PGA Championship and Nicole from 92.5 at Dover Speedway. Which one do you want? Both? Maybe. Right after this. This is what we have for you today. I thought it was going to come right now. It's Wildwood. There's a rodeo. There we go. They're setting up for a rodeo. That is Wildwood, New Jersey. It's just one of the things that you can do. The weather is going to be fantastic. And speaking of let's get fantastic, is there any chance that the least favorite coworker of mine could figure out how to use? Hey! No, Keith, sit down. You're cool right now. Yeah.
Keith, what's Keith doing back there?
He's messing around. Wait, where are you?
Oh.
Where'd you get to?
I'm at Cobbs Creek. I'm at Cobbs Creek Country Club or Golf Club. There is a party on the range here, and I am doing some stuff for the Fantastic Sports Show, which you'll see later tonight at 6:30. But they're having a party on the range for anybody who wants to sort of be involved and experience the PGA Championship without actually going to Aronimink. And so they're having a full-on party here, like a watch party here. And so we're talking to some of the folks here enjoying the day. I love this range. I was actually hoping it was kept a secret for my own personal selfish reasons because it was like a gem. And now everybody knows about it. You can have beers, you can hit balls. And of course, watch the tournament. They got them on all the screens behind me. So that's pretty cool.
I thought you were going to be on the 14th hole at Aronimink with the dudes with the platform.
Nope. You know what? I haven't even gone there yet, and I probably won't because I have dad responsibilities this weekend and work responsibilities tonight. So yeah, I'm not going there today.
What dad responsibilities do you have? Running from your child, chasing your car at your kid? What are you doing?
Yeah, 3 games on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday. I will be at a baseball field for about 80% of my weekend. So yeah, you, however, will be having happy hour in about 1 hour.
I am going to be bartending. Thanks for asking.
Oh, that's right.
Brandon Graham.
I want you to do a hit for our show at 6:30.
I'll do it. I was going to ask you, but I didn't want to feel like pushy. But if I would love to join the Fantastic Sports Show.
Yes. Is that green for golf? Is that why you're wearing green today?
No, it's for the Eagles. Rodney McLeod is going to be there. Brandon Graham. There's a rumor that Cooper might show up, but I think he's at the PGA today, so they don't know if he'll make it back in time. And then Devin's going to be there. Basically, all your friends.
Well, I have to ask Rodney why he didn't invite me, so we'll have to give him a hard time tonight.
He wanted the cool people. He wanted the cool people. Who is there besides you and Breland over there at Cobbs Creek? Anyone awesome?
Well, Elaine. Elaine is here, but Enrique is the basically the CEO of Cobbs Creek. They've got the little see back there is the little executive course, little par 3 that's open. Obviously, this range, Little Horse Tavern is inside. I'm going to have a beer in a little bit. Just kidding, Jim, if you're watching. And then the main
Jim's off
big
today.
course.
Jim's off today. You can do whatever you want.
He can still watch. And then the actual big course will be done next summer, Jen. So I said I wanted to be one of the first to play when it's ready. You'll have to come out with me. I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful track. You know, this place is all about accessibility for everyone. I just found out that when this course opened, I think it was 1916, it allowed minorities and women to play before they could even vote. So the accessibility part of Cobbs Creek will remain. I love it. This is the greatest place. It's like Top Golf, except real. It's better.
All right. Well, I'll see you at 6:30. I'm going to Dover Speedway now. Bye. He's confused. He doesn't know what we did. He's not used to this treatment. We love you, Jason. Bye. All right. Can we love you. We love you. I don't know. Nicole, do we have her? Can we switcheroo? Should we look at weather while we switcheroo? You would think that I know about television production because I've worked here for 300 years, but nope. All right, so here's what we're doing. Look, we're looking at the 3 next days. And 68, 82, 88, it all looks so amazing and so gorgeous. One of the other big activities that is happening is the Dover International Speedway. Is it NASCAR All-Star Week, Nicole? What is happening?
Yeah, well, I'm here. I'm here. Dover Motor Speedway. I'm about to jump on the air in 3 minutes, and I'm like, I'm gonna pull over and talk to Jen really quick and my friends at Fox 29 because they're my absolute favorites. So yeah, all weekend long, people are camping, people are rooming. I'm kind of pulled off to the side because there's actual practice going around, so it's so loud here that I would be screaming trying to talk to you. And I think it's so funny because everybody back home's doing golf, and I'm like yelling at the racetrack.
Hank might be still there. Hank was there earlier. Speaking
yeah,
of
and you said
screaming,
you're a big fan? You're a big race car fan?
I love race cars. I like to race my own car when it's legally permitted. But yeah, it's super. Remember, I grew up in Florida. That tracks, right? Worked in Richmond, Virginia, another location for NASCAR. Well, have the supery duperiest time. We will listen to you. You know I listen to you on the way home. So we will be listening to you. Nicole, just have a great time. Thanks for checking in.
You too. I'm very jealous about the celebrity bartending event because I should be there tonight, but I'm here instead. I had Rodney on this week.
Hey, wait, real quick. Thank you for mentioning that. We have 2 minutes left. Did you see that Taye Diggs is so obsessed with me that he broke into my show live?
No, when?
Yeah, Keith, you weren't even here when it happened. He's at the Turks and Caicos, and another reporter was talking about some new opening of some new beach area, and Taye was like pushing the guy aside to talk to me. That's not exactly what happened. That's what it felt like in my heart. Because Taye is so cute.
I think it did. Oh my God, and he's a legend.
Yeah, I thought so too. All right, your makeup looks good. The weather's perfect. Thanks. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
All right, see you. Have a good weekend.
Okay, I mentioned her makeup because she talks about it a lot on the Instagram. All right, let's go back and look at the weather. Big finish, guys, okay? Big finish because it is Friday energy. This is what you are looking at for the weekend. Jason Martinez says he's going to be on a baseball field both days. Fine, why not? Wear a hat, get your SPF.